Sometimes at night I'd walk around the streets of my suburb observing what people are doing with their time. The front windows of most houses glow with the blue flicker of the household TV set, which I think has come to replace campfires. At night, people still gather around to hear stories of human endeavour and empathise with human drama, but these stories are now broadcast en masse. What percentage of the population go into a happy catatonic state of TV bliss each night after dinner, before heading back to the grindstone again the next morning? The original concepts for Charmed were conceived during a time when I had a really great job that was stressful because I wasn't empowered to do it properly. My escape was television. My favourite TV shows all involved women with superpowers kicking some serious bad guy butt. These girls had the power to affect change in their lives and the world around them. It dawned on me one day that there was a pattern to my addiction. I was living vicariously through these characters, and if I was ever going to live the life I wanted, I had to make that happen. So I literally threw out my TV and decided to use my time in other ways. I set about drawing scenes from daily life, observations of how we live by chance or by choice, when Gavin suggested that we turn the images into an interactive artwork. We pitched the idea to Experimenta, who commissioned the work for the 2007 Experimenta Playground Biennial of Media Arts. After many designs and redesigns, twists and turns, Charmed was born.
Here's one of the pods we made for Charmed. This isn't the original form that we proposed, but was the result of a development process that included a series of prototypes. The prototypes were carved from high-density foam and were used to work out both the dimensions of the pod and the table art placed upon. We also used the prototypes to trial different relationships between the position on the table and images presented on the screen. For this, we printed examples of each scene, placed them on the prototype, and then play-tested the arrangement. The final pods were crafted by Dwyer, who used the foam prototypes as a guide. Inside each pod, there's an LCD screen and a touch panel. There are two bright white LEDs which illuminate the pod, and a tricolour LED that points down that's used for tracking. The LEDs are controlled by an Arduino Mini, which allows us to change the brightness and colour to suit different exhibition conditions. Each scene is presented on one of the 3 glowing pods. Different parts of each scene are accessed by moving the pod across the surface of a table. One pod contains 3 scenes depicting city high-rise buildings, the open plan offices, and peak hour traffic. Another pod features suburbs, forests, homes and cars. While the third pod contains an endless sea of apartment blocks, where the viewer becomes a voyeur peering into the lives of the tiny people who inhabit each apartment in the Charmed world.
So you're some of the artists that are here in the Experimenta Play Show. What's your work in there about?
The work's called Charmed, and it's about living in cities. So you feel like you've got a sense of control over your life, but you kind of don't. And the people that are in the little pods in the world might think that they've got control, but actually we as these kind of omniscient gods get to move them around on the table and poke at them and make them do things.
In Charmed, we set out to create a playful interface by combining physical movement with changing perspectives, drawing upon and playing with the language of interaction. The play in Charmed really comes from the way we've subverted interface expectations. The focus of interaction design is on maintaining a sense of revelation, to give the impression the Charmed world exists all around us. Interaction with the work draws attention to our agency in the world, as touch unsettles the Charmed world. It upsets the daily routine of people in their apartments, causes traffic jams, and builds suburbs. One reviewer described Charmed as being as much about the artificiality of computer-mediated spatial interactions as it is an appealing navigable environment. But to ultimately experience Charmed, you need to hold one of the pods, to feel the warmth and texture, to slide it across the table surface, to bump into another audience member. It is the unexpected and serendipitous interactions which make this work both unique and playful.